Real life begins at 40. Discover your true self. Carl Jung, one of the most influential psychologists in history, believed that the first 40 years of life are not the real story of our existence. Instead, they are just a rehearsal, a preparation for something much greater. Life really begins at 40, Jung said. A bold statement, right? But this idea challenges everything society teaches us about aging. From a young age, we're bombarded with the belief that middle age marks the beginning of decline, a time of crisis, loss of relevance, and the end of our best years. But what if the opposite is true? What if, instead of a breakdown, this stage of life is actually an awakening? The first 40 years, building the foundation. Think of a sculptor who spends decades collecting blocks of stone, experimenting with forms, searching for inspiration, yet never actually beginning their masterpiece. Until 40, we are like that sculptor. We accumulate experiences, learn from our mistakes, build relationships, and shape our lives. But at the same time, we keep questioning our true identity. Who are we really? What truly matters? What will bring us lasting happiness and fulfillment? In the first half of life, we navigate the chaos of youth. We are like explorers in an unknown land, full of curiosity but also uncertainty. What is success? What does happiness mean? These questions appear in different moments, but the answers always seem incomplete. A moment of reflection. What really matters? Maybe you've felt it. That realization that what once satisfied you no longer holds the same meaning. Maybe you spent years chasing career success, status, or social approval, only to reach a point where it all feels empty. Jung described this process as a phase of experimentation. We spend decades trying to fit into the molds set by society, by others, and even by ourselves. But eventually we realize that external achievements alone are not enough. At some point, a deeper need emerges, the need to find real meaning. Discovering your true self. By the time we reach 40, we start to see that our old ways of living no longer serve us. The pursuit of success, validation, and approval all begin to lose their appeal. But this shift isn't a step backward, it's an awakening. If life up until now has been a rehearsal, this is the moment when the real story begins. Everything we've experienced so far has prepared us for this turning point. Jung invites us to see this phase not as a crisis, but as an opportunity, a chance to start over, to go deeper into ourselves, and finally, to discover who we truly are. Beyond the mask, the path to individuation, from an early age, we learn to construct a persona, the identity we present to the world. It helps us navigate society, build relationships, and achieve goals. But this persona is not the full picture of who we are. The real problem arises when we start believing we are only this mask. Over time, what once served as a foundation becomes a prison. The roles we play, successful professional, devoted parent, ideal partner, start to feel suffocating. And then, something within us wakes up. This inner calling, often mistaken for a midlife crisis, is actually a sign that we are ready for transformation. This is the beginning of what Jung called individuation, the journey to becoming whole and living with authenticity. It doesn't happen overnight. It begins with small questions that arise in unexpected moments. Am I living the life I truly want? Am I following my own desires or just meeting external expectations? What actually makes me happy? These questions may be uncomfortable, but they are also liberating. They challenge us to step away from what we should be and embrace who we truly are. This isn't the end, it's the beginning. The world has conditioned us to fear aging, as if it were a sign of loss. What if, instead of an ending, it's the gateway to true freedom? Carl Jung teaches us that middle age is not a decline, it's a turning point. It's the moment when we can finally redefine our priorities, shed the masks, and live authentically. Life truly begins when we choose to live it with purpose and authenticity. And maybe, just maybe, that moment arrives precisely when the first 40 years become the foundation for something much greater. Now let me ask you, are you ready for this journey? If this message resonated with you, like, share, and subscribe to the channel. And on your screen, there's a video that will open your mind even further. See you there.